there's a lot of difficult, hard times.
Beyonce and Jay Z have been plagued for years now with conspiracy theories. There are people out there who are convinced that they turn to the dark arts to grow their power and success. And recently, Beyonce's former backup dancer has given us more reason to believe in this shocking speculation. You're going to want to pay close attention to this because it's honestly just unreal that someone this close to them is speaking out. You might not have heard of Beyonce's ex-dancer, Ashley Everett, but she's been making real waves in the news these days. It's pretty crazy, but Ashley was actually dancing with Beyonce for the better part of a decade, and she first began dancing with her when she was just 17 years old. Beyonce reportedly took a liking to her straight away, and 2 years later, at the ripe old age of 19, she made Ashley the dance captain of her crew. You won't believe the kind of life she got to have by working with one of the world's biggest stars. Ashley recently told People that she had really fond memories of the early days of working with Beyonce, before she was married and before children. She claimed they'd hang out and party and go on yachts and things like that. It's crazy how different things have become since then, though. The kind of things that Ashley has hinted about her ex-employer lately shows that there might actually be a really scary side to Beyonce. The whole thing is honestly a little sad because the two used to be super close. Ashley performed with Beyonce in more than 500 shows around the world. She was featured in 20 of her music videos between 2007 and 2016, and was even in a music video for The Carters in 2018 with her and Jay Z. If you spend that much time working with someone and they've put that much trust in you as a professional, then there is probably a strong bond there. And that was kind of proven when Beyonce reportedly helped Ashley's boyfriend with something special. There's a video of him stopping one of Beyonce's shows so that he could get on stage and propose to Ashley. So clearly, she and Beyonce had a strong friendship too, which is why it was just so bizarre when we all found out that Ashley wasn't a dancer on the Renaissance tour. Of course, everyone had their own theory about why not. Some people thought it was because she'd previously talked about starting an acting career. Others guessed that there was probably some beef going on between her and Beyonce behind closed doors. And there was one theory that was especially harsh. Some online users noticed that a few years back, Ashley had liked a post by Dancers Alliance suggesting that she didn't think she was getting paid enough. Was there a private talk between Beyonce and her about her salary that went sour? Others pointed out that Beyonce had requested that any dancer for the Renaissance tour had to audition for it, even if they performed with her on tour before. And if that rule applied to her former dance captain of 10 years too, then it'd kind of be understandable if Ashley felt offended by that. According to a report by Page 6, Beyonce was on the lookout for fresh, young talent and brand new faces to join her dance team. One insider told the outlet that for Beyonce, it was out with the old and in with the new. So maybe there just wasn't room for a seasoned performer like Ashley. But having said that, Beyonce did rehire some dancers that she'd worked with before, like Les Twins, the French hip-hop dancers who've collaborated with her as far back as her 4th album, meaning that it wasn't a strict rule that she could only have new dancers on her tour. Look, I originally was kind of leaning toward the idea that Ashley had just decided to move on to other career opportunities, but then I heard about all the questionable posts that she'd liked. And sure, you might think that liking a post doesn't say much about how a person really feels about something, but when your ex-employers are majorly rich and powerful people, then it's risky to actually speak out against them. A lot of employees have to sign NDAs and things like that. We just don't know the kind of control the rich and famous have over the people they've worked with. So even something as small as a like on social media can carry some serious weight when you're potentially limited on publicly expressing yourself. I'm not saying that's definitely the case here, but when you hear the kind of stuff Ashley has been seemingly agreeing with, then you might raise an eyebrow and be a little skeptical about her real feelings toward Beyonce and Jay Z. Take, for example, the time that Ashley liked an Instagram post by Hollywood Unlocked promoting an article that was pretty anti-Beyonce. The article was titled, "Twitter Goes In on Beyonce and Accuses Her of Failing to Support Chloe Bailey's New Album." It was about how a lot of Twitter folk thought that Chloe's poor record sales could have been prevented if Beyonce had used her social platforms to promote her. Of course, some online users noticed that Ashley had liked the post and immediately began calling her out on it. It didn't take long for people to begin questioning why she would like something that painted Beyonce in a bad light, if they were supposedly good friends. Was there something going on between them that none of us knew? Things were only made worse when Ashley also liked a comment about Beyonce that full-on dissed her. Someone wrote that Beyonce was the most overrated performer of the 21st century in the comment section of a TikTok video. And surprisingly, Ashley liked it. Of course, by doing that, she then got a lot of online hate with lots of people calling her ungrateful and a betrayer. I mean, they really came at Ashley hard. One TikTok user wrote that Beyonce gave her clout, a career, and followers only for her to then go around being shady. Another one threatened her that if she kept liking and commenting on things saying bad things about Beyonce, then she'd find that bees were known to sting. It must have got real bad real fast because Ashley then wrote another comment claiming that she liked it by accident. She explained that she thought it read underrated because she and Beyonce had worked so hard together. So was it just an innocent mistake then, or was the backlash so strong that Ashley regretted her decision to like that comment? But then came another like that she never felt the need to explain, even though it was the weirdest and most worrying one out of them all. And the fact that she liked this post showed that she must have supported what it was talking about. And I'm seriously shocked that she chose to do that. She liked another one of Hollywood Unlocked's post, but this article was even more shady than the one about Chloe Bailey. It was about a Christian woman preaching at a service who claimed that Beyonce's music was impure, that Beyonce was trying to convince us all that spiritualism was the same, and that by listening to her music, we were entertaining demons. Now, what exactly was Ashley trying to say by giving that post her support? Was she suggesting that she agreed with the woman that Beyonce was using black magic? If that's the case, what does she know that we don't? A lot of online users who saw that she liked the post began to speculate that Ashley was trying to tell us something. And it's something super dark that quite a few other people have been vocal about in the past. Let's just say it's definitely not the first time that Beyonce, or Jay Z for that matter, have been accused of ominous things like devil worshipping or witchcraft. I'm sure a lot of you might remember how Beyonce's ex-drummer, Kimberly Thompson, accused Beyonce of all kinds of horrifying things. In 2018, she asked a judge for a restraining order against Beyonce and threw some major shade at her. In a report by The Blast, the outlet revealed it gotten a hold of the strange court documents, and the allegations Kimberly made are honestly just so wild and insane. She claimed that Beyonce practiced extreme witchcraft and dark magic, that she'd cast magic spells on her lovers, and that she was the reason why Kimberly had lost jobs, been burgled, and had numerous broken relationships. But one of the most bizarre accusations had to do with a pet she once had. She alleged that Beyonce was responsible for her kitten no longer being alive. I know, it's a lot to take in. It wasn't too surprising that the judge decided not to grant her the restraining order, and afterward, a lot of us just thought that these were just the bitter ramblings of an employee who was upset about being let go. But since then, others have accused Beyonce of essentially being satanic too, which has resulted in more and more people taking these accusations more seriously. Someone else who was once close to Beyonce and Jay Z also made similar comments about the two in 2022. In a clip released by The Shade Room, Kanye West was filmed listing off celebrities in Hollywood he believed belonged to some kind of elite cult. He included his old pals, Beyonce and Jay Z, in the names, and suggested that this cult allegedly sacrificed family members of other celebs in order to grow their power. Obviously, nowadays, nobody is taking Kanye's word too seriously, but he is part of a growing list of people who have been in Beyonce and Jay Z's inner circle and have implied that they use dark magic. So we have to wonder, is one conspiracy theory just leading into another? Or is it strange and a little worrying that these kinds of dark stories about the power couple keep popping up every couple of years? But getting back to Ashley, she recently spoke to people about her reasons why she wasn't on the Renaissance tour. She admitted that she felt it was time to focus more on herself and try new opportunities, which is what some of us had first assumed when we noticed she wasn't on the tour. In the interview, she revealed that working with Beyonce had been incredible and she learned so much from her. But all of her adulthood had been spent working with her. She added that she was not getting any younger and that she'd been able to dive into other ventures that she'd always wanted to explore. When asked how Beyonce felt about her decision, she claimed that she'd made it clear and known that she'd supported her in anything that she did. So it was pretty clear that she was trying to give the impression that they were still on good terms, that unlike what the rumors said, there was no bad blood between them. But then she mentioned something that I found a little weird. People reported that Ashley wasn't sure if she'd catch a Renaissance show. And I'm just wondering, why wouldn't she? I mean, why didn't she want to show her support and see Beyonce and her ex-dance partners in the show that they'd been working so hard on? Was she a little bitter about Beyonce replacing her with another dance captain or something? Or maybe things aren't as good between her and her ex-boss as she'd like us to believe. It's hard to tell really, but her recent online behavior definitely makes us question just how close she really is to Beyonce. But what do you guys think? Do you believe Ashley's reason for not being on the Renaissance tour? Or is there something else going on? Why do you think she liked the post about Beyonce being a demon? Let me know in the comments below.